Okay, so I think we are good to begin for today. So welcome everyone, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Ishita, I'm from WellCure, and today I will be hosting the session. So to tell you briefly about WellCure, so WellCure is a digital natural healing platform where we conduct a lot of workshops, events related to natural living, natural healing. And if that is something that interests you, then you should surely check out our website, www.wellcure.com. You can also download the app and you'll find some really interesting blogs, recipes, and events both on the website as well as the app. I'm sure you all are really excited and looking forward for the session today. So just a few guidelines and instructions before we go ahead. Please stay on mute. A few microphones are still on, so I would request everyone to uh, just disable your microphones or keep them on mute so that we have a smooth flowing session and we are not disturbed. Keep your phones on silent so that you can focus on what's being said and shared in this session. We will be opening up the chat box, whenever Sunmeet is ready to take on questions. Would request everyone to please stay within the realm of the topic that is being covered today and ask appropriate questions related to that. And if you're really interested, you can take down notes as well. So, what to expect in today's session. Today is the free complimentary introductory session where the program expert Sunmeet will take us through theory as well as there's a short practical demo at the end. So in theory, why go natural with your hair regime? What is the need to read labels? What are the chemicals which are there in commercial hair products? And Sunmeet will also share a few hair care tips for healthy hair. And in the practical demo, the recipe of an anti-hair fall scalp tonic will be shown. And in the end, we will be taking up your questions. So keep noting them and we will take them up. Also, to quickly tell you about Sunmeet. So we have our program expert Sunmeet taking quite a lot of beauty workshops with us. Um, so Sunmeet is a natural beauty and wellness coach, and she is also an entrepreneur. Yeah, stop sharing my screen. She is the founder of a beautiful brand called Nature, which again deals with all chemical-free products. You should check out her website as well, and I'm sure you will get to learn a lot from her experience and the knowledge that she has to share. All right. So, Sunmeet, I welcome you to the session today, and maybe you can take it forward from here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ishita. I'll just start sharing my screen.
Yes.
So first of all, a very warm welcome to everyone who's here today. Thank you for taking out time for this session.
Sunmeet, I think the audio is a little low, so if you can be a little louder.
Yeah, just a second.
Or you could put headphones maybe.
Okay, so I'll get my headphones then. Just a second.
Yeah.
Is the audio better now?
Yeah, it's much better. You'll also have to, disable the annotation. So just stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
Share it again.
All right.
You'll see a security option which will be there at the bottom next to participants. And
Yeah.
on that, you will be able to see annotation. So you will have to
Yeah.
uncheck that.
Okay. Is that done now?
Yeah, if you've unchecked it, then I don't know. It's
But it's
not
still
done.
happening.
Yeah, you'll have to stop sharing and reshare again.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, but is the option unchecked?
Yeah.
You'll just have to,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I've disabled it. Yeah.
yeah. Then we can start. Please take over.
All right. Okay. So just so this is me. I'm into this field for the last 4+ years. I also did a few workshops when I started when I entered this field of natural living, and I was very curious to know all about my diet and other areas like skincare, hair care, home care, where I can go natural. And after a lot of learnings, I started my company, and now I do workshops. I disseminate my knowledge to everyone who's interested. So this is the basic tenet of natural living. If you can't eat something, you shouldn't be applying it to your body, to your scalp, because our skin is our largest organ. It absorbs everything that is applied there. So can you really eat your soaps and shampoos? That's a question I'm going to leave you with. This is a session on natural hair care. Though the detailed session will be like tomorrow and day after, but we are doing a introduction here, so some part will be discussed. So why go natural when there are so many shampoos and other hair care products available in the market? They're not very expensive and they lather very well. They smell very well. Why should we even go natural? Why do we need to create products? Why do we need to buy essential oils? Why do we need to make products which might turn out to be a little more expensive than what is already available in the market? Why should we do that effort? So all these 15 names which you are seeing on the screen right now, these are the chemicals which are prevalent in hair care products these days. And most of them, they cause allergies, they cause uh, cancer if you're using them in the long term, and they keep accumulating in our bodies. We pass them on to our children as mothers. So we all carry about from 400 to 700 chemicals in our bodies. And when we have babies, we pass them on to them. So they are born with skin allergies and other issues. And we keep wondering, what did we eat wrong? What did we do wrong? Which medicine are we missing? But it's not that. It's the products which we've been using on the body. And that is what is causing all these issues. So ranging from cancer, birth defects in children, reproductive problems in women, PC.
Sunmeet, was there a power cut?
Yeah, yeah, there was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
power cut. It's back now.
yeah. Please go on.
Yeah. So to avoid these products which are available in the commercial hair care products is why we need to go natural and why we need to create our own safe products which can be made very easily from products in your kitchen. So from the kitchen to the bathroom is my mantra, and that is what I usually do. And in the beginning, when you're starting out, you will have to buy a few ingredients from the market. But once you get used to it, it's actually not that much effort and you'll feel very good. Your skin and hair will over time start to get better, and it is definitely worth the time and money spent in natural living. Any questions, please keep putting in the chat window. Once this presentation gets over, we'll definitely take them up. Uh, so now we will study some of the labels of some of the known brands, which probably you guys have used. I definitely have used these. And now I find it very interesting to read the labels the way I do now. Earlier, when I used to buy a L'Oreal shampoo, I used to see just the front part. I would smell the shampoo, okay, smells good. I would see, okay, it has zinc, it is anti-dandruff, it reduces dandruff in 3 to 5 uses. So very, very, good shampoo and very effective. So I'll buy it. So that used to be my deciding factor, what was written on the front part. But then in one of the workshops I attended, I was taught to read the backside. So what the ingredients mean and what are the warning signs on the label. And now I find it very interesting. So just look at the warnings here. When using this product, avoid contact with the eyes. If contact occurs, rinse eyes thoroughly with water. What will you see on a Colgate? The Colgate is not related, but I still wanted to say because it uses the word poison. If accidentally you swallow Colgate, you must control a poison control center right away. And why do they have to write such warnings? I mean, why would anybody want to, say that their product is poisonous? Because it is marks of Nestle are not healthy, and they have toxic ingredients in it. So please read the labels well whenever you buy anything. And if you see the inactive ingredients here, apart from water and a few other ingredients, you might not understand what else is written there. Uh, so what sounds, what has numbers in it and what sounds like a chemical or something unheard of, it probably is a chemical. You could Google it, and sometimes it is also the Latin name of, of a natural ingredient. It could be that also, but it could also be a toxic chemical ingredient. And once you do it with a few labels, you'll get a hang of it, and then you will not have to Google ingredients, and you will understand just by looking through it that can you buy something or can you not. We'll move to the next one. This is L'Oreal conditioner and spa cream. So many times I used to go to the parlor and get a hair spa done, and my hair would feel so soft and silky. But now that I know how to read labels and I look at the backside, just see what is there. I mean, I don't understand most of the ingredients, and I have Googled some of them, and they're all toxic. Same thing with the hair conditioner. Look at this Dabur Amla oil. The ingredients: mineral oil 40%. Mineral oil is a petroleum derivative and it is a known carcinogenic. It is also the main ingredient in Johnson's baby oil. So they don't even leave the babies. And why people use mineral oil and not another oil like coconut or sesame? Because it's dirt cheap. You get mineral oil less than 100 rupees a liter. So it forms the base of most of the commercial oils available in the market. So please look at the ingredients, and if you see mineral oil, there's nothing mineral about it. It is purely toxic. Please do not touch that product with a barge pole. Look at the aloe vera gel. So if you were to break a leaf of aloe vera and take out the gel, it is transparent in color. But most of the aloe vera gel available in the market is green in color. Because psychologically we feel the leaf is green, so the aloe vera gel should be green, but the gel is actually transparent. So here it says fragrance, preservative, permitted color, brilliant blue. So they put fragrance in it, they put a color in it just to attract customers. But actual aloe vera gel should have no fragrance and it should have no color. That is what I use. Hair dyes. Hair dyes contain something known as PPD. That is what gives it the black color. And it leads to, I mean, with many years of using of hair dyes, It leads to skin sensitization and even cancer. And this is on the right hand side, this is an actual hair dye backside, and see the ingredients. I don't understand most of them. Apart from water, I don't understand most of what is written. And all the numbers, they're just concoction of chemicals. When you see the word perfume or fragrance, that could have ranging between 30 to 100 chemicals. And the companies do not reveal the constituents of perfume or fragrance, because that is like their intellectual property, and they don't want their competition to know how that particular fragrance has been created by that particular company. So they keep it a secret. Also, in the beauty care industry, you don't have to reveal anything that is less than 2%. Like, you can just keep it a secret in the ingredients. So they get away with not revealing a lot of things which are under 2%. So this was it with some common this thing labels. And now we'll move to some of the common hair issues that we face. These are the top 10 common issues which most of us face. And your issues, if you have any hair issue, probably it's not listed there, and we'll be discussing all the issues in detail tomorrow, the solutions to all of them. I only wanted to list the top 10 issues. And globally, the most common issue for hair and scalp is dandruff. And what causes all these issues? These are the reasons. So if your diet is incomplete, so it is a very a lot of combination of a lot of factors. Sometimes people say, okay, I have this issue. They list 5-6 issues, and then they say, can you give me a shampoo which will take care of all of these? So a shampoo or just an oil, it can't help you with even one hair issue. It is not possible. So it's hair issues are basically due to poor sleep. It could be thyroid issue. It could be hormonal imbalance. It could be a leaky gut, which happens due to wheat. And it could be low stomach acid. And, for that, fermented foods help. It could be just purely aging or your genetic factors. It could also be stress. Stress is a big one these days, and a lot of health concerns happen due to stress, including hair loss. It could also be dehydration if you're not having enough water. And lack of protein in diet is also another big one, because our hair is made of protein. So these are some general hair care tips which will help you with a healthy crop of hair. But specific hair ailments and specific remedies we'll be discussing tomorrow. This is a generic thing what you can do to counteract all these issues. So you have to have a diet which is high on natural foods, a lot of raw foods, a lot of protein. You have to avoid acidic foods. You have to ensure that you sleep for 8 to 9 hours daily. And meditation and exercise really help with stress. Brisk walking is something we all can do. We don't need a gym for that. And applying a hair pack once or twice a month helps with hair loss. We'll be just doing a hair tonic as well. Then our hair is acidic in nature. The pH scale is from 0 to 14. 7 is the center, which is neutral. Our hair pH is around 5, so which is on the acidic side. So many a times our scalp becomes alkaline because of whatever products we use, and also with excess shampooing. And that also leads to hair fall. So using apple cider vinegar as a final rinse really helps to maintain the acidic pH of hair. But you can't put apple cider vinegar directly. It has to be diluted in water. And oiling your hair is very, very good. Our ancestors were right. And fermented rice water, the recipe we discuss day after, that is very, very good to apply on the hair once a week. And this is there's something that the Chinese ladies do to have a long crop of hair. And the shampoos should be sulfate free, and shampooing should not be once or twice a week. and no chemical treatments, no hair straightening or perming or anything that is done these days. Ideally stay away from those chemicals. They can even burn your hair. They can change the hair texture and structure. And when your hair is wet, please let them dry naturally. Do not use any hair dryers. Uh, you can get natural biotin, which is a form of B vitamin through carrot and amla juice, and vitamin C through a lot of fruits, citrus fruits, and always wash your hair with lukewarm water or cold water. And if you're shedding 50 to 100 hairs in a day, it is very normal and you don't need to worry about it. And usually we worry when we see any amount of hair on the comb. So that much is completely normal. So this is the scalp tonic, which we will be making just now. But before this, are there any questions before we move to the setup where all the ingredients are there?
Yeah, thank you, Sunmeet. So I'll open the chat, and I do have a few questions already which have come, which I have clubbed. Obviously, we have a lot of questions, and maybe we won't be able to, because we are a large group, we may not be able to address each and every one, but I've clubbed them so that we cover most of them. So, since this was the first question, recording of this session, today's session, yeah, it's getting recorded. It will be shared with you all within, the next 24 hours. So, the first question is that if in case there's a lot of hair damage in terms of, rough hair, full of dandruff, thinning, splits, split ends, and all of those hair issues, can one hope to achieve smooth and thick hair with just natural ingredients? Is that possible? And are there any specific natural ingredients which will help in achieving this?
Yes, it's very much possible, but you'll have to completely go natural. You can't do one thing and not the other. So, like we discussed, all these things that that cause all these hair issues. So you'll have to work on all of them, and we'll be discussing many remedies, many recipes in the next 2 days, like shampoo, conditioner, and then hair packs, hair oils, uh, hair serums. So a lot of recipes are going to be shared in the next 2 days. So you'll have to do all of them, and hair color. So and apart from that, good sleep and exercise, hydration. So you have to take a very holistic approach if you want to improve the hair texture or even the skin texture. But it's very much possible. It's definitely very much possible.
Okay. The next question is, can a naturally homemade shampoo help in stopping hair fall? And are there any key ingredients which will help me do that?
Yes, it's definitely possible. The ingredients and the recipe will be discussed tomorrow during the live demo for the shampoo. And it's very much possible to make a natural shampoo with a few edible ingredients. It's definitely very much possible. Yes. That is what I use for my hair, and it's really, really good. I can just show you the bottle, and the recipe and the method of preparation will be discussed tomorrow.
So, if someone's suffering from a chronic condition like thyroid or hormonal imbalance, uh, will these recipes help them?
So for those, you'll also have to really work on your diet and your lifestyle, and plus the products. We will be only learning the products here. I mean, our scope of our course does not have like food recipes or something. So for that, you would need to take help from a good, a naturopath or a dietitian. But you'll have to do that along with these natural recipes for hair care. And definitely, if you do both the things together, it will definitely help overcome the situation. I was beginning thyroid a few years back. I did not take thyroxine. I threw it all in the dustbin. I was working for Artemis Hospital. My doctor asked me, my gynae asked me to start thyroxine because she felt there was an issue. But I always take second opinion from a natural doctor, a naturopath. And I did that time also. And that guy just told me to change my lifestyle and throw thyroxine in the dustbin. And he said, if you start taking this, you will be addicted to it for life. You never come off these things. And our body is so smart. If you get body used to external hormones, it will never create on its own. My sister is on thyroxine for the last 15 years and she's scared to leave it. She feels she will not be able to, so she takes it early morning when she gets up. So I'm a little different and uh, I mean, I never took that, and I now when I get myself tested, there is no sign of any thyroid, anything. So it's definitely possible with your diet, your lifestyle, and a positive attitude. You can pretty much reverse everything. So be optimistic. It's definitely possible.
So Surmeet, maybe while you're answering questions, we can have you on the big screen. You can stop
All
sharing.
right. So okay, I'll stop sharing. Yeah.
What is ACV?
Apple cider vinegar.
A lot of questions regarding can dandruff be cured naturally?
Yes, dandruff is caused due to stress. It is caused due to a wrong shampoo that you're using or not cleaning the hair enough. Sometimes our scalp is dirty and we are not shampooing enough, or we are not cleaning enough, or we are not cleaning properly. So it could be because of that. The main cause is stress though. And if you're washing your hair with very hot water, that also causes dandruff. And also the main thing is the products you're using on the scalp. So if you correct all of these, definitely you can cure dandruff. Very much possible.
Is it good to use baking soda and apple cider vinegar diluted rinse on the hair?
Yeah, that is one way of cleaning hair. Though I personally don't do that, but you can. I know some people who wash with baking soda diluted in water and then condition with apple cider vinegar diluted with water. But I like a bit of natural soap in my shampoo, so I make something with amla, rita, shikakai, and a few other ingredients. So, but you can do that. Yes, I've heard some people do that.
Uh, is there a good ACV brand which is particularly good for hair, and how to control premature graying?
Premature graying could be due to a wrong hair color that you've used, a very strong hair color, a bad brand. It could be genetic reason. It could also be stress, or it could be a lot of acidic and junk food in your diet. So I have seen people reversing graying of hair by just going vegan and just having a lot of, in fact, raw vegan, having a lot of raw foods in their diet. And I've seen people reversing, gray hair with that approach also. So you could try that. And stress, like I said, is a very big reason for dandruff, for graying, for hair loss, a lot of the hair issues which we discussed. So that is something you need to deal with. It could be meditation, it could be writing. There are many ways of dealing with stress. So, but it's very much possible to reverse if that was the question.
Um, so one query is that is it absolutely necessary to ferment the rice water overnight, because can't it be done in a few hours?
Uh, Fermented rice water is ideally made by fermenting rice, and traditionally in China, people ferment it for from a week to a month. So it really stinks, but it's very good for the hair. In a couple of hours, you can do it. It will be just rice water. It will not be fermented. It will not be as effective, but rice water is good for skin and hair. So you can use it as is also, but to make it more potent, it's good to ferment it at least overnight, if not longer. I ferment it for a week.
Couple of questions asking, are there natural remedies to combat wavy and frizzy hair?
Keep your hair moisturized, and that can be done by regular oiling. Also use a natural conditioner.
Uh, is there any hair care for post-cancer patient?
The hair tonic recipe, which I'm just going to show, I know someone whose mother was using it, though I tell people not to use it daily because it has black pepper in it. So once a week is what I recommend. But just to regain her hair, she used this recipe every day for 1 month, and her hair returned. So it is a tried and tested recipe. Though I use it once a week and I don't really get much hair fall. It is less than 50 to 60 hairs every day. It's not more than 15, 20 hair that I shed every day, and that is absolutely normal. It doesn't disturb me. And so you could definitely do that. You could increase the frequency if your scalp is sensitive and black pepper is something you're unable to withstand. You can skip the black pepper. So that lady used to just do potato juice and onion juice. uh, she was not doing the other ingredients, and just with these two juices applying every day on the scalp, her hair returned. So it's very, very effective.
So, a couple of questions regarding oiling of hair. Do you recommend overnight oiling? And do you like what are the different? Uh, if people are having oily scalp, how often they can oil? All of those questions.
So people with oily scalp can leave the oil for an hour. An hour is the minimum time I recommend. And those with normal to dry scalp can keep it overnight. And uh, apart from oiling, what was the question, Ishita?
Yeah. So, how many times in a week is it, you know, suitable for people to oil their hair?
Once a week is good enough. So once a week, you can do either a fermented rice water or the hair tonic, which I'll just be showing. And once a week, you can do the oil. And twice a week, that you then need to wash your hair post doing these treatments. So which is ideal. Twice a week wash is just ideal.
Okay. So we'll just take up, I guess, two more questions and then we can go to the demo part, which I'm sure more people are excited to learn. And then we'll come back to questions again. I'll just ask two more questions. Will someone who's suffering from post-corona hair fall, will they benefit from this workshop?
Definitely, definitely. If you start using all these recipes, which I will be teaching in the next 2 days, definitely your hair fall will lessen. I mean, there's no hair fall in any member in my family, and we all use these shampoos that I make.
And is it possible to naturally improve the hair volume once it gets thin?
Yes, it's very much possible. You can have a thicker hair volume. So my hair volume, it's actually become much more in these COVID time, because we were home and we get a lot of time, and all these lockdowns, and I was doing these things very diligently, but earlier with my office and all, it wasn't possible. So once my house help, she was making a braid from my hair, and she says, "I see these small baby hair all over your scalp." And the only new thing I was doing those days is using fermented rice water twice a week. So these things definitely help. And I was doing this hair tonic, once in 2 weeks. I was doing a hair pack once a month with fresh hibiscus flowers. So definitely these things help. And you just have to be regular and consistent. Natural things will not give you overnight results. But just tell yourself that I have damaged, my hair and my skin. I've taken years to damage. So at least give yourself a few months to make it all undone, and you know have a better crop of hair.
So, Sunmeet, I think we can move to the practical part of it. We'll
Sure.
give you, 2 minutes to set up
Sure.
the
Okay.
practical part and just take 2 minute break and Yeah, so there seems to be some confusion. Suneet is just taking a break. She's setting up for the demo. She'll be back in just another couple of minutes.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi, Suneet. So first of all,
Yeah,
would you like to tell the participants what you will be showing?
yeah. I'll just share my slide again. So this is a scalp tonic that we make. You can make, I mean, if the issue is only hair fall, you can make the tonic with just onion and potato juice. But if you also have dandruff problem, you could add lemon juice and ginger to it. And if you want to make this tonic more potent, you add curry leaves and black pepper to it. So even if you don't have all six ingredients, it's absolutely fine. Like I told you earlier, I know someone who got her entire crop of hair back, which is potato and onion juice. So those two ingredients also work. Uh, but you can, if you have all six, then it is better to make this way. And if you do not have dandruff, you can actually skip the lemon juice and ginger, because these two ingredients are basically to combat dandruff. Very potent tonic, and the only condition is it has to be made fresh and applied fresh. So I didn't even make it before the workshop. I thought I'll just grate the ingredients and I'll make it fresh and I'll show it to you, because even if I make it an hour earlier, then the onion and potato they lose the potency. So it's always better to make it fresh. So while I grate the ingredients, Ishita, I can take some questions while I prepare the tonic.
Okay, so for a couple of more minutes, maybe while you're chopping the onion, we'll keep the slide on. But after that, I will request request you to stop sharing because we can't
Yeah.
really see the demo.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'll resume the questions.
Yeah.
So if ACV, apple cider vinegar, is to be mixed with water, then what has to be the ratio?
So in 1 mug of water, the mug which you use for bathing, in that 1 mug of water, put a capful of apple cider vinegar. And you can use any apple cider vinegar as long as it has mother in it. So I use Bragg, but you can buy any brand of choice. And it has to have the mother. Otherwise, it's not as potent or effective.
Okay, so maybe we can stop the screen sharing now and we'll see what
Yeah. Okay.
you want.
So this recipe can be shared with the participants later. We can just focus on what I'm doing. So this is ginger. Don't need so much of it.
All right. So how to color white hair if we stop using hair dye other than mehendi?
The only natural way to color your hair is henna and indigo. Though some people color their hair with coconut oil and amla. They put a mix of that and they do it. I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know how you can color your hair with oil. I'm not sure. But I'm only aware of henna and indigo, and that is what I use and that is what I recommend.
So a few questions regarding steaming the hair. Sunmeet, I think there's a network issue with the demo camera. So could you check the network once for the top camera?
Is this okay now?
No, I mean, it's still frozen. It's still frozen.
It's frozen.
So I think your front camera seems to be fine. So maybe you can use the front camera for the demo. Yeah, maybe you can keep this. I'll keep switching between the two. Okay. Yeah. So the next question was your opinion on giving steam to the hair and how often should that be done, when it should be done.
So steaming can be done post oiling the hair. Like when we go to the salons to get a massage done, they do give us steam after that. So you could do that because oil penetration becomes higher, better if it is mixed with water. So even when you are applying oil on the skin, it is the most ideal to apply it post shower when your skin is still a little moist. And same thing with hair oiling. So we don't oil on a moist scalp, but we can definitely steam our scalp after oiling. So that is something you could do before shampooing. You could give it a steam with a hot towel and the oil penetration will be much more, and your hair will get more moisturized.
Okay. So could you explain us what exactly you're preparing for the demo? Are you grating the potato now?
I'm grating the onion right now. This is onion. Is it visible?
Yeah, hang on.
So I'm grating the onion right now. So you just need a couple of tablespoons of this mix for your scalp, because you don't need to apply it on the hair. This is just for the scalp. So even if you get 3-4 tablespoons of the juice, it's good enough. If you have a good juicer at home, you can also put everything in the juicer, and you can get the juice from that. But because the quantity is so less, I usually do this grating thing with it. I don't put it in the juicer because hardly anything comes out. But suppose if 2-3 people in the house are applying and you have more potatoes and onions to juice, then you can use it in the juicer. So I've grated the onion now. Now I'm doing the potato. So one onion, one small onion and one small potato is enough.
So why are these particular ingredients? I mean, you did show the benefits, of the benefits slide, but could you repeat that? Why exactly these particular ingredients are good for the hair, the scalp?
So onion has something known as sulfur, so that aids in hair growth. Lemon has vitamin C, which aids in hair growth. Potato has a host of ingredients, including vitamins A and C. And ginger is antifungal and antibacterial. It removes the dandruff from our scalp. Lemon also is antifungal and it removes the dandruff from our scalp. Curry leaves and black pepper, they stimulate the roots and they stimulate hair growth. So they are more like if you have thin hair or if you have excessive hair loss, so they will help. If you have normal hair and you only want to maintain it, just potato and onion juice is also good enough.
And how many times do you recommend using this particular hair tonic?
Once a week is good enough. I do it once a week. So if you have some severe problem, you could also do it twice a week. But for normal people, once a week is good.
All right. Sunmeet, I think the front camera
And
is
for those
working
with
fine.
sensitive scalp, you can.
So can you lower the flap a little
Yeah.
bit so that we can see the front view as well? So of your laptop, I mean, of your laptop, if you can lower the flap a little bit. Yeah. This is better, I think.
So this is like grated onion, potato, and ginger. And I'm just going to now squeeze this in a toby.
So there's a question, instead of lemon, can we use amla?
Yes, you can use amla also. Amla aids hair growth, although it is not, amla might not help in clearing the dandruff, but it is definitely very good for hair growth. So you, in winters, you can do fresh amla too in this recipe. This was fresh curry leaves from my garden. So they have a little bit of dust on them. Just clearing that. So you just have to squeeze it till the juice comes out. That's it. And I just need 2-3 tablespoons of this, not more.
that is enough for the scalp. So you can apply it on the hair also, but it is meant for the scalp.
So
Another way of juicing them is to blend all of them in a blender and then put it through a sieve.
there was also one question, which was, should we be applying this before oiling or after oiling the hair?
Do not mix it with oiling. So oiling you can do once a week. The other time do this hair tonic. So the potency of the tonic will go down if there is oil on the scalp. So the oil should actually be clean to be able to absorb it fully. It should not be clogged with oil. And if you have to do it with oil, then do it before oiling. Because once there is oil, then nothing else will go inside your scalp.
Can this tonic be used by people who have boils or psoriasis on the scalp?
If you have eczema or psoriasis on the scalp, then instead of black pepper, you could add turmeric, a pinch turmeric powder to this recipe.
Okay.
Now this is the juice. This has come out. The only thing I'm unable to juice this way is curry leaves. Curry leaves are usually, I juice them in the juicer along with these. So curry leaves I haven't been able to. All the other ingredients are here. Now I'm going to add a pinch black pepper to it. Those with sensitive scalp or conditions like eczema, psoriasis should avoid black pepper because the scalp is as it is itchy, it will itch more with this. This is only for people who have normal scalp and no issues as such. Otherwise, avoid the black pepper. So this is now black pepper, and you just apply it along with the what.
Sunmeet, I think we missed what you said in the end.
On for an hour, and then with a sulfate-free cleanse. Okay, so
Yeah,
I was saying, so this is the. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. Can you repeat what you said?
So this is the juice. I could not add the curry leaves to it. Because curry leaves would have to be juiced. They would not be able to, you would not be able to extract any juice out by this method of grating. So I haven't been able to add the curry leaves. But if I were to put them in a blender, which I will just do in a while, so then I'll be able to have the curry leaves juice also, and then just apply this to the scalp and with cotton ball, and then after an hour after it dries with a.
Okay, Sunmeet, is the demo done now?
Yeah.
So can I request you to switch back to the other room, because I think there's a lot of network issue which is happening here.
Sure.
So maybe I'll give you some time to switch, and
Sure.
meanwhile, I've already put for everyone. I have already put the hair tonic recipe in the chat. So a lot of you have been asking for the proportions, right? So that has already been put in the chat. So you can refer to that. Right? I'll also see if I can project the recipe so that everyone understands. So I've projected my screen. This is the anti-hair fall scalp tonic. I've also shared it on the chat. So in case anyone wants to download it, you can download it from the chat section. We'll also probably post it on the WhatsApp groups, so you can take it from there as well. Sakshi, I hope you can see the screen well. Can you confirm that?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Sunmeet, I've made you the co-host. You can try now.
Okay, all right.
Awesome. So what I had done while you were gone is that I just screened it on the whole recipe with the ingredients and proportions for
Okay.
everyone to have a look. And now I'll stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
So if there was anything that was not clear, you can put it on the chat. We'll take it up for the next 10 minutes if there are any questions regarding the recipe which we covered. So one question is, can we use dry curry leaves powder to it?
I would prefer fresh ingredients, but if you want to, you can. It will not be as potent as the fresh one. So if you have a nice juicer, just put everything in the juicer and put this thing, black pepper afterwards, and that is the most potent. But yes, you can use powders also. Like in the hair pack, you can use powders if you don't have anything fresh. So you can use it here also. But this works best when it is fresh.
Another question is, if we use the scalp tonic, how many weeks or months will it take to show any visible hair growth?
So if you're doing it once every week, it will take about 3 months. And if you're doing it daily, then within a month. Like I told you about this lady who did it daily. But she was only doing potato and onion juice. So minimum 1 month to 3 months, I would say. Curry leaves, another way to consume them for hair growth is by making curry leaves chutney and having it along with your meals. So the same dhania pudina chutney you make, same recipe, just swap the dhania pudina leaves with curry leaves. Other things remain the same, and have a spoonful or two of that with your meals, afternoon dinner, and that will also help.
Is it safe for people to apply this tonic if they have oily scalp, oily hair?
Yes, it is definitely very safe. Yes.
And what about extremely dry hair?
For extremely dry hair, moisturization is also important, which will happen with oiling. So you alternate between this and hair oiling. So once a week this, once a week hair oiling, twice a week shampoo. So that is the ideal situation.
And does sulfur in the onion cause hair fall if kept for long?
You have to keep it till it dries. It will not cause hair fall, but there's no point keeping it after it dries. The effect is done. So when it dries, just wash it off.
All right. So do we need to shampoo the hair after applying this?
Yes,
or
definitely. You will have to shampoo. You might not like the smell of onions in your hair. So it is always best to shampoo after you apply this.
And is there any side effect if this is used every day?
The only thing I'm worried about is black pepper. If you were to use it every day, if you skip the black pepper, there is no side effect. With black pepper, you could get some sensitization in your, tips of your fingers or on your scalp if you have sensitive scalp, or if you have any scalp infection. Then that could be an issue. It could irritate the scalp. But if you skip black pepper, then the other ingredients will not, irritate you in any way, and you can use it every day.
I'm just seeing if there's anything else that we have missed out on. Just give me a moment. If someone has sinusitis, can they use onion?
I would say try it once. If it doesn't suit you, then we can always share another tonic with you. There are many hair tonics and many other natural ones. But try it once and see how. I don't think there should be any reaction, but just try it out once. Everybody is different.
So another thing is that should we be applying it only to the scalp or the entire hair
Only to the
strands?
scalp. It's a scalp tonic.
All right. And is it okay to apply this in case of any fungal infection, alopecia?
For alopecia areata, you could add a pinch of turmeric. That will really help. To this tonic only, just add a pinch of turmeric.
So I see a lot of questions related to good shampoos. So
Shampoos are 2 recipes we'll be learning tomorrow.
yeah. So in the workshop, Sunmeet will be, teaching you how to make your own shampoos. Right. Okay, so on the whole, I think we have covered a lot of questions. And since we are running out of time, um, maybe we'll cover like one last question. So, so there's a question from Madhumati. Please tell if there's any remedy for crown area baldness for women.
This hair tonic will definitely help. Along with that, you could incorporate some foods also, like curry pata chutney I have told you about, and some other things other dietary things we'll be discussing tomorrow. And also switch to natural completely. Try out all the recipes which we'll be learning in the next 2 days, and just remove all the chemical laden products for hair, for your body, from your bathroom. When I learned about natural living, I just gave away everything to my maids, all the Body Shop and all that crap I had in my bathroom. I was very happy. They were very happy. So both the parties were very happy. So you should also do that. Start reading labels. We've discussed how to do that. And whenever you see any chemical sounding ingredient, Google it, educate yourself, see what it is. And if it is toxic, just eliminate it. Even if it's a very expensive product, just eliminate it from your bathroom, and your body will thank you for it. And it's a holistic approach which we have to take for hair. We discussed a lot of points today. We'll be discussing more in the next 2 days. And definitely in a couple of months, the hair baldness will lessen and you will have fresh growth of hair. For sure.
All right. So we'll be stopping with the questions now. And what I'll do is that there are a few questions with respect to how they can enroll for the course and what they should be doing, what are the charges, etc. All right. So tomorrow is the session, 4th of June, Friday, from 4 to 6 p.m. And you have the QR code which you can use to register for the session. The price is actually for 849, but we have an early bird offer which is for 749, and this will be valid only till 10 a.m. tomorrow. So in case you're interested in making the bookings, then you can either scan the code or you can use the Google Pay or Paytm number which you can see on the screen. So I won't be able to read the chats. So hang on 1 minute.
So a lot of questions are being asked, which we will be covering in the sessions tomorrow and day after. They're asking about a lot of recipes, which
Yeah.
we have planned to discuss tomorrow and day after.
Yeah, so maybe I'll read out, which recipes will be covered in
Yeah, I think
tomorrow's
that will help. Yes.
demo session. So there are 6 hair care recipes that we are covering. It's a 1-day workshop where you will be learning about the the so 6 hair care recipes: coconut milk shampoo, aloe vera and rosemary conditioner, Bringraj hibiscus hair pack, henna indigo hair color, aloe rose jojoba hair serum for detangling, natural hair spa. Sunmeet will also be talking about some summer special hair rinses that are especially good for the season. And of course, we will be reserving some time for question and answers. You will also be given an email support for 30 days. We understand that the time is limited, so we cannot take everyone's questions. But if you register for this particular workshop, you will get to ask your questions to Sunmeet even via email for 30 days after the workshop. So recordings will be available for today, and if you register for the workshop tomorrow, then to all the registered participants, we will be giving the recording of the workshop as well. Are there any questions, Sakshi?
I don't think there are any questions.
Yeah, I think there's a question regarding the recipe ebook. So yeah,
Yeah.
recipe ebook will be shared with you all. If you register today, then maybe by tomorrow for sure we will share it with you. It will have all the detailed recipes. Okay. So if there are no more questions, are there any questions to address? If not, maybe we can
It's
close
just
the.
about shampoo and all.
Yeah, what's the question for shampoo?
Are they available on a website? I don't think it is.
No, so these are the shampoos that you will get to learn in the workshop, all right? So that's something that you will be learning. These are not ready-made available shampoos. Okay, so I think further information will be shared with you all via WhatsApp, emails. Uh, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at info@wellcure.com and we'll be happy to resolve. Tomorrow the session tomorrow is the date, 4th of June, Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Hopefully we'll see most of you register for it. Take care, everyone. It was great having you all here with us and stay connected with us. Thank you.